Warning. The thoughts and views and opinions of guests and hosts are just thoughts and views and opinions of an entertainment podcast. Not to be taken serious or to heart, only for granted like my previous lovers. I am not a professional, I just play one on the show. So please enjoy, or not. I do not control you no matter how cool I sound. Enjoy. Deuces.
Welcome.
No special characters.
Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Carried away.
Sniper rifle.
That's a huge red flag. First of all, don't walk past me, stare me up and down, and then go commit a crime, right? That hurts my feelings. I don't think so. What time is it? Oh, it's business time. It's business o'clock. Let's fucking go. Welcome back. RRB headphone users. I am your host, Jose Luis, aka
On my cool J.
aka
I love you.
I do.
I want to take you away from all of this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we're gonna go and do these two.
This is culturally inappropriate.
It is.
You're not getting it. It's not clocking to you.
I know a gentleman that's going to be a big part of an upcoming.
Who?
Here I come.
Who could
Here I
that
come.
be?
I can't help it that I'm custom made.
You have an
Can't.
emergency contact on my
I
cool
don't have
J.
that.
Coming for you, nigga.
That's who I is, Mr. Big. In case y'all forgot, in case y'all forget that one. And in case you didn't know where you were, what you're tuning into, this is
Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
You're
It's the
listening
show.
to
Special characters.
Hopefully, you guys are doing great out there. Doing good. It was one heck of a week. It's pretty entertaining. It was ups and downs and uphills and downhills, up battles, low battles, no battles, inner battles. It was a lot. It was 7 days, but we're here to give you an entertaining show. Hopefully, I don't know if you guys find this entertaining. Shout out to you guys that hate watching this. I mess with y'all too, all right? Because if you guys aren't watching, they don't count as views, all right? So shout out to you guys as well. So let's see. I don't know where I want to start. I don't know where I want to start. All right, so I don't know if I mentioned last week, but I worked the weekend, so it was kind of hard to record an episode. So not the option this week. But I experienced some fun at my job because on the normal weekdays, it's normally the same security guards. But on the weekends, it's different guards and they never know who anybody is. So I'm coming into my job and I have to go down these flight of stairs. And there was a security guard outside the door. And he looked like he was doing like at-home workouts on the job. And I'm totally fine with that. I was like, I don't care what you're doing. But he's doing his at-home workout at the job in front of the door, blocking the door. You're going to be like, what? Did he not want to move? Because no. He put his at-home workout on use because I'm coming down the stairs and I don't dress like I'm a corporate person. Like the way I dress on this pod is sometimes the way I show up to work. I'm pretty sure I wore this sweater to work already. So I just pull up 8 o'clock. It's dark because it was raining that day. Coming down a flight of stairs. And this guy just looks at me, puts his iPad down because there's a trash can as tall as me on top of the trash can. Fumbles his badge, opens the door, shuts the door. I'm like, oh, okay. And as I get closer to the door, he goes, "You must badge in to get in. I cannot allow you to get into the building." And I'm like, is that why you ran into the building? Like, this could have been a conversation, face to face, person to person. I'm like, this is feeling like racial profiling. He's like, "I'm sorry." So I was like, I ain't pull out my badge yet. There's no visibility that I work there. So it made it just funnier because I'm looking at him and he's looking at me. We are dead locked in. We are dead locked in. Eye contact to eye contact. And I didn't say a word yet. I'm just staring at him like I don't look like I speak English. He was like, do you understand? And I looked at him like dead in his eye. And I went, do you understand that you left your iPad out here playing right next to me? So I went to go grab it and make it look like I was running off to fulfill all his worst nightmares that could possibly happen. Like, oh my God, this is the moment I was living for. And I grabbed the iPad and I start making it look like I'm going to book. And he goes, wait, opens the door wide open, busts the door wide open. Like, boom, get me back my iPad. And I was like, just fucking with you. I put it down, maneuver around them and walk into the building. I was like, thank you for opening the door. I work here. And he was like, no, it's not like that. I was like, what's it like? Can you elaborate more? Can you explain more of yourself? Why you thought to keep me outside the door? And not just you could be an intruder and all this shit, but leave your iPad out there with me, your $600, $700 equipment you left outside with me. And I was like, you have to explain that thought process to me because it was already in your hand. I was like, that means you don't think under real circumstances, which makes me question, why do you have the job here? I'm like, you are our line of defense. And everybody's like, you could have made a ratio. No, I'm not making a ratio. I'm making it, yo, you're the line of defense. You're supposed to stop evil people from coming in. And you're over here waffling over a $600 iPad. I was crying, bro. And then we just moved forward. He ain't say shit to me the whole day. He just kept his head down. And I was like, nah, I'm being dead serious, bro. Like, you're the person that has to stop intruders. And you're over here doing the Watusi shuffle in front of the fucking building. I'm like, fam, please be better prepared. I was like, but what if I really was a thief? I grabbed your iPad, I took off running, you opened the door, I bypassed you now because you're worried about your iPad. And I'm like, and I went crazy in here. I was like, you just got to do better. You just got to have a better thought process. But it was just like mad funny. I was like, yo, what are you doing? I'm like, that was your idea. Like, you have to badge in. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, you're just going to block the door? Even if I badge in, you're still in the middle of the door. I'm like, no, fuck that. But it was just one of those days at work. I was like, okay, I'm about to do 13 hours here. And that's how I'm starting my day off. A security guard that doesn't know how to do his job, but I got to know how to do my job. The nerve. This is why I don't tip Caucasian homeless people. But yeah, it was just like, what the hell? What the hell? But it was just too funny. I was like, bro, you left your whole iPad out here. If I was a crackhead, you weren't catching me. But it was just like, All right, kind of in the same vein, not kind of in the same vein. All right, it's about this one was a little bit weird. I noticed this on Instagram, and I came across a lady. You remember last episode I was talking about that vampire movie, and I was like, yo, that lady could have got me. She was like, yo, take me any side, pause. But because I had that conversation with my phone next to me, I got introduced later that day into a woman that's a vampire. And she's not the weird vampire. At first, you're going to be like, oh, she likes to drink blood. No. She has, what does she have again? I have to look it up because it was pretty cool. So she had like the weakness of the vampire when they go into sunlight, except she doesn't burst into flames. I mean, if she burst into flames, it would have been like, oh shit. But it was like her skin starts boiling. It starts getting red. And like she's a vampire. So if I could find the clip. Yeah. So she's allergic to the sun. I'm like, do you know how crazy that is to be allergic to the sun? If you're allergic to the sun, when can you really go out? When can you really enjoy life? When can you really just like, yo, being a vampire sucks. Like, oh, I could only go out on dark, gloomy days. Oh, okay. But and actually, that's when she said she has the most fun. I'm over here watching the video, and I'm like, this is like, all right, God, if you're gonna put me through something like that, can you at least give me the powers of a vampire? Like, can I throw somebody 100 yards out that way? Can I run really fast? Am I immune to shit besides sunlight? And I'm like, I would like to know that. But no, I found a lady and she looks pretty normal. And I think I have some audio of her. Let's go.
Would turn out like this. If you've never seen me before, 30 seconds of sun exposure will put me in the hospital with my skin literally falling off. And the doctors don't know why. They think I was born
Hold on.
with a rare autoinflammatory disease, and my body has been fighting it my entire life. But then in 2021, I got COVID, and the doctors now think that COVID destroyed whatever was left of my immune system. Since 2021, I've gotten like 9 or 10 new diagnoses. I can't even keep.
She's just talking about life. So it's called Steven Johnson syndrome. So that's crazy. Oh, this is kind of funny. This is the irony. So they heard her story and news outlets reached out. You're like, NBC, ABC? No, newspaper outlets reached out. So one of them is Newsweek. Okay. And then the other one is The Sun. The Sun interviewed her. Hey man, I heard you're allergic to us. And it was like, yeah, The Sun, not the newspaper. But I'm like, damn. It's just crazy. So her name is Vampirism. I'm pretty sure I said that wrong. And she dresses like somebody that's like an old school, I don't know what genre that is. Like a rustic goth from the future. Like that's going through a wasteland. She's fully covered. She has UV glasses that cover her face. But I think in the video she mentioned that she has a car that the windshields and the side mirrors had to be super UV resistant. I think they only allow 0.1% of sun into the car, and it's really dark tint. So I'm like, damn, that has to be crazy. That I wonder if even a reflection off like a light or off the floor, you know how the floor be beaming things off to other places. I'm like, I mean, if you got the right floor, that's not for none of you carpet people. Let me stop. And he's like, you're carpet shaming? Only if it matches the drapes. But yeah, I ran across this woman and I was like, oh my God, this would really, that sucks. And I'm like, in situations like that, you can't do nothing about it. So I was like, I gotta look for the best out of this situation. So I'm like, that's crazy. I'm like, because there's weird people out there. Because I mentioned it last time. I'm like, is it me or like do vampire movies always make them super horny? To be like, just fucking bite me. God damn. Like, stop toying with me. Stop giving me vampire foreplay. Just fucking do your job. God damn. End it. And then just rip me to shreds. Take your time. Take your time. Let me stop. But yeah, it was just like, It's so crazy that I came across my algorithm. And I'm like, and the lady just, I'm not going to lie. She looks like every ginger. She looks like every ginger in the world. She's like, you can't say that word. You have to say ginger. But yeah, it was just very entertaining. I was like, you never know what you're going through in the world. Or better yet, you could be complaining about the most minuscule shit. And then there's somebody like that in the world. I always think about the SpongeBob episode where they kind of make fun of the movie, is it Glass? Yeah, it was Glass. And he was, I have a rare condition that if I move too fast, my bones will break because they're brittle like paper. And he was like, he laughs, like you just hear his whole chest shatter. He's like, and then he falls. And later in the episode, he goes, he's like, every day is agony. So I'm like, and that's a real condition too, but I don't know how many people got it, but I do know that's a rare condition. But I'm like, damn, I just be complaining about my condition. Like, oh my God, there's days I can't have sweet treats. And I'm like, there's somebody that has it way worse than I do. So yeah, but it was just like every day I'm like, I wonder if she could go out on solar eclipse days. But she has to get in before it like unleashes the full wrath. Like she like, I'm outside, and then she has to run back in. How often do solar eclipse happens? But that's just crazy. But yeah. What else did I go through? Oh, I love the idea of free will. Every now and then, I do a lot of things out of the ordinary, and you would be like, oh, okay. So back. I'm always talking about work. That's how that's how I let you know that I do a lot of work. Like, all right. So one day last week, I was in the mood to eat something, but I was tired of the food around me. I don't know if you guys ever get like that. I eat out every day. You hear that, ladies? Let me stop. But I eat out every day for lunch. I go out to eat. I never bring a sandwich in. I never do none of that. That would be progressive. Like, oh, let me save some money. No, I get fast food or Panera every day. I don't know if Panera counts as fast food, but I don't. Okay. So I was like, I don't want none of this stuff. I don't want a burger. I don't want pizza. I don't want Chinese food. I don't want Dominican food. I don't want tacos. I don't want none of that. So upon my travels, I came across a movie theater. And I'm like, they got different food that I don't eat there. And it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So everybody's going to the cinema. They're catching the matinee and all this stuff. And here I come walking. I'm waiting online. And I'm like, okay, let me order something. I was like, oh, okay. Can I get 2 glizzies, a bucket of popcorn? He's like, no drink? No, I don't need a drink. So, all right, here you go. What movie are you going to see? I'm not. Huh? I'm not going to see a movie. So you're just ordering food here? Yeah. That's a little bit odd. Free will. Free will. So they're like, you're joshing. And I'm like, I'm really not, but okay. I was like, would you give me my food? We could play chicken. So he was like, all right, whatever. So I was like laughing because I'm like, he really thinks I'm lying to him. Like, I don't want to indulge the information that I'm gonna go see a movie. He's like, what are you gonna go watch? Are you gonna watch They All Die or something that's out that I don't care about? Are you gonna go watch the Michael Jackson movie? No. Give me the bucket of popcorn and 2 glizzies, please. So they finally give me my stuff. And I start walking towards the movie. He's like, I knew it. And I just start walking. I walk out the exit door and he's like, he really, like, as I'm closing the door, he's like, he really, like, yeah. It's such a curveball to go into a movie theater where everybody's there for one specific reason. Everybody's there to go watch a movie, enjoy the time, hate a movie, love a movie, get a handy in the back of the theater, get a blowy in the parking lot, and all these things that people go to the movie theater for. And it's like, you really came here to pay for overpriced popcorn and hot dogs when there's a 7-Eleven down the block. First of all, I don't trust the 7-Eleven hot dogs. They look like they've been there since last week. All right. I've just seen you freshly make my hot dog in front of me. So I'm like, that's the difference. And you guys make fresh popcorn every day. Their popcorn's in the bag. I'm like, why are you deterring me from giving you business? So it was just like so funny. I'm like, they're gonna tell their kids that story for the rest of their life. There was this one day, this man came in and he wasn't there for the cinema. He came there for the glizzies. Apparently, our glizzies are world renowned, and he came here from long travel to get 2 hot dogs and some popcorn. He's like, grandfather, you lie. You lie of this story. But I'm like, no, I do not jest like that. So it would be like, oh my God, grandpa, you're going crazy. You're going senile. You're misremembering. Nobody goes to the movie theater to overpay for food that they could get somewhere else for cheaper. Yeah, but this guy does right here. You see the smile? It's me. Hello. But yeah. All right, let's move on to the next subject, which will be the movie review section.
Oh boy, over the top. How outre.
Actually, that doesn't not fit the mold of what I was trying to figure out for a movie review sound, because it's like I kind of was thinking of like the end of The Simpsons, like you're now watching that's the person like, you're now watching, you go shh, and then it goes but I'm pretty sure that's copyright infringement. But I always liked the way that sounded. Like, all right, we're at the movie theater, shut up. So this time I actually have a movie to review, and I don't know if I reviewed one of them, which is, this is part of a series. So one day I was bored, I was on Amazon, and not an ad, and I was like, oh, Step Up All In. And I'm like, when did Step Up All In come out? And it was 2014, I believe. Let me double check that for us. Yeah, it came out in 2014. In 2014, I believe I was 17. So I was like, this was aimed for people my age at that time. And I don't know, for whatever reason, they just seemed like we just like dancing. Maybe because all that dance battle shit came out around that time. But it was like, all right, how do we resolve our issues? We're going to dance our feelings away. It's like they expected us to deal with our problems in life by dancing. So it was like, okay. So it always
The way
reminds me.
that moonlight shines on your hair makes me
It reminds me
feel
of
so...
Bob's Burgers.
Yeah, makes me feel like dancing.
Yeah, J2! Faster! Abandoned warehouse!
Abandoned
Get
warehouse.
up feelings! Footloose it!
Don't tell me not to dance, Dad!
It always comes off like that, like, oh my God, how do I get rid of this pent up aggression? I'm gonna crump. So over here, I see this movie, and I like the movie because the girl from the second one is in it, and that's the girl that I forget her name, but she was like the girl that was in the gang. I remember I was like, they thought we were joining gangs to dance. I was like, who? I was like, does this look like a fucking Michael Jackson music video? I'm like, no. In my day, we were already shooting people for the most least offensive shit. But I was like, okay. So they brought back the girl from the second one, and I was like, oh, okay, I like her. She's not a bad watch. And this girl actually, I was like, you ever look somebody up and was like, all right, let's see what they're up to. Like, are you still acting? Are you still doing something? And no, she's not. She completely unpacked or packed up her whole life and moved to Africa to do, I think, help a village or something. So with this medium amount of fame that she could have turned to a big amount of fame because she was actually cute, talented, she could dance, she could act. And she said, fuck all that. And just left America and went to go help people in the village in Africa. So I was like, wow. Like, you hear about those things, but you never see those things. The closest I ever seen it was this girl that I met from Baldwin. She was doing OF. So I was like, oh, okay. And then out of nowhere, bro, she just found spirituality. And she ran away to Africa too. And she joins like some kind of like African cult thing. And I'm like, and she had long, beautiful hair. She was thick, but long, beautiful hair. She used to do OF content. Long, beautiful hair. And she shaved it all off and just got religion. It was so weird. I was like, I don't know how what you experienced in life to go through that. A lot of people go, like I think I mentioned in the last episode, like people that find religion out of nowhere. They just went through some crazy shit. They dealt with something that was really life changing, or they killed somebody. So it's like, okay, but it was just so crazy. So I'm over here. I went down this rabbit hole. I watched the movie, and these movies just me so mad because it's like, all right, no, it was a little bit realistic, and then they went back to La La Land. So I didn't see the previous one, which is called Step Up Revolution. And that was like about flash mobs. Back in the early 2000s, flash mobs was a theme. It's like, oh my God, you never know when it's going to happen. You could be walking on your way to school and then flash mob. You never know who's in it. Is that a padre crumping in the middle of the street? Is he pop locking and dropping it for Jesus Christ? It was all these things. And it's like, okay, didn't see that one. I saw the trailer for it when I was younger. I was like, that looks terrible. It looks terrible. So apparently it's the same guy from that one. And he's a fucking cornball. That dude, like, there's just scenes in movies where you're like, if you don't script it, somebody like that would never get pussy. Like, they would never get pussy. They would never see, they would never know what a pussy looks like. And it was like, I don't care how chiseled he was, how finely combed his hair was. His character was corny as shit. And they gave him the most two beautifulest girls to deal with. So it starts off with this guy and his crew. They just won this huge thing. They won like $10,000, a trip to LA. And then the event happened. So this is the aftermath of an event. And now they can't get jobs. They're poor. They're fucking auditioning with everybody. It's not working out. So it's like, all right, you come to the decision of, yo, we're going to go back home because we're getting chewed up and spit out here. I was like, we could go back home, regroup. The main guy goes, nah, I'm not leaving. There's nothing back there for me and such, because he explains the breakup that's not a breakup. That was another thing that made me laugh about the movie. He goes, and the end of the last one, he gets the girl, all right? And then this one, he loses the girl, but he doesn't lose the girl. Him and the girl go their separate ways, career paths. So he went here to go do LA, and she went overseas to go do it. That's called a long distance relationship. There's not a breakup there. They never specified, like, oh my God, we hated each other. Nothing. It was like, she went on tour. It doesn't sound like you broke up. And then it was like, all right, he meets this other girl. I'm in love with you. And I'm like, that's cheating. That's cheating. But back to what I was talking about. They decide, all right, we're going to go back home. He wants to stay. And this is where it becomes realistic. Because realism is, all right, they're going to go back to Ohio. And it's 7 or 8 of them, right? 8 people. So I was like, all right. 2 are going to get regular mid-level jobs at a Walmart or something. And that's respectable. Like, okay, 2 girls. One of them's bound to have an OnlyFans. One of them is bound to die. One of them is bound to be a junkie. One's bound to be a drug dealer. There's just so much real life that you missed out on. But like, no, we're going to go back to La La Land. So all of this happens and they go their separate ways. And this kid stayed in LA. He would have been blowing people to get jobs. He would have been bought onto a trailer. Like, oh, you have a decent jawline. Come here, sir. But all of these things are transpiring. And he's like, I have to stick to my dream. But then his man looks at him like, yo, you ain't got no money. He's looking at him like,
go back to your 9 to 5, bitch ass nigga.
And I'm like, I totally agree with that. So he gets a 9 to 5. And then they get word that there's a competition. They bring back the kid from the second one that looks like Michael Jackson. And then they go through this whole dance thing. And it was cool and all. It's all happy stories. But I was like, no, what I just gave you guys was way better. Way better. I'm like, nah, man, she's on heroin now, man. We got to go clean her up. So the whole synopsis is that these kids are looking to get back on top again. And they make enemies of a kid they shouldn't have made enemies with. The other kid was just on top. He was like, all right, I'm getting booked for this. I'm getting booked for that. You're mad at me for getting booked for things. And they're doing this whole competition and they come up with this terrible conspiracy that this guy's going to win because he's sleeping with the girl. Because they review one of her old music videos and he's a backup dancer. I'm like, or you can actually just try to win the competition. You can actually be good at your job. And I'd be like, the world's against me. And it's like, all right. But that's what they end up doing. But it was like, they also cheated. It should have been a disqualification because they added extra people. And the most annoying thing about the movie, like, this is a real review. All right. Normally I just like, the movie is this. This is a real review. All right. That's how much I was invested to hate this movie and love it at the same time. Was there's this robot dude. He was in the 3rd one. Yeah, I saw the 3rd one. I didn't see the 4th one. So step up 3. He's in the 3rd one. All he does is play a robot. Gigantic, tall Yakubian. And he's just, I'm a robot. Like, that's all he does. It doesn't matter what the theme is. He's a goddamn robot. Even when the theme is, oh, we're going to box. That's a boxing robot. It's just a robot. And you ever seen somebody make something their personality? So he's just not a robot while dancing. He's a robot throughout the whole day of his life. Like, he's dedicated. I was like, oh, okay. And then he meets another girl that does the robot too. She's like, I'm a cyborg. And I was watching it and he's walking normal. He's extra, but he's not super extra. But this bitch, she's walking with her friends. They just finished the competition and they're all walking normal. And she's just like walking slow, like a robot. And I was just thinking, like, do you know how mad I would be? I would be furious if I'm trying to get somewhere. I'm trying to like be in a hurry. We got to get to this appointment and I have to wait for your goofy ass walking like a robot. You can't be a fast walking robot. You got to be a slow walking robot. Like, everywhere you walk, you got to look like the Flash in slow motion. I'm like, that got me tight. I was like, who wrote this shit? Who wrote this bullshit? It's like, you know what it was? They just look like they would try to fornicate as robots. Like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Can't believe that. Like like they look like they would fuck how old people fuck. So I was like, because they're just trying to keep in character. I'm sorry, this is a lot of robot. I apologize. The other thing was out of all the girls there, this is me being a dude, being weird. To me, the girl that was supposed to be the baddie was not the baddie. She was a baddie still, but she wasn't the one of interest. And there was like a weird skinny looking dude. He was supposed to be deemed a corny dude, but to me, he wasn't the corny dude. I'm like, he was genuinely himself. So over the top dude trying to bag this girl. And the girl he's trying to bag is the thick girl, the thick New Zealand girl. If you ever go watch that movie, it's on Prime, not an ad. There's a thick New Zealand girl in it. I was like, nah, I would have been trying to clap that. That right there, all that junk in the trunk, all that body, yaddy, and she could dance, she could move fast, she could do that. That's who I want. These little skinny bitches could move out the way. I want the girl from New Zealand that's probably a criminal, because that's a criminal place. But I apologize, New Zealand listeners. I know that's what they say about your spot. I don't know what you want me to say. I was like, just let us say racism is alive in America. I can't refute that. It is alive in America, but I know they always said that New Zealand's filled with criminals. So whatever, my bad. Don't cancel me. But the New Zealand baddie, she was a baddie, and she's popping. She's famous now, so shout out to her. But yeah. What else? Do I have anything else I want to say about these people? Nah. Yeah. Step up, all in. When I was 17 years old, that's how they wanted me to deal with problems. We're gonna dance it out. No, I'm gonna shoot you, but I'm gonna get out of this section, and I'm gonna go to.
You're listening to.
Vampirism is a thing. Oh, hold up. What was that? Whore. Let me stop. My bad. I just be seeing things on my social media, and I'm glad sometimes you can't see it through the reflection. Unless you can, then whatever. So let's see what I got. So relax. I don't know why you did all of that. The U.S. law will require new cars to include driver surveillance tech by 2027 if it detects people that are sober. All right. So there's a community note. It says, the law is real, and for the concerns over false positives of surveillance, however, technology has faced several delays and issues being pushed back several years from the original 2024 enforcement date. It is unclear how or when this technology will actually be instated worldwide. So it is real. Instagram has been doing this thing where if you save something, you try to pull a story like, no, this is real, this is fake. I love that because it stops the amount of fake news getting out there. So they're saying under the guise that it's really for people that drive drunk or under the influence of whatever. But I'm not buying that. I am not buying that. And also, you're going to kill your driving market. It's also going to raise the value of older cars before 2027. I drive an 02 Subaru Impreza Outback wagon, and I have way more fun with my old car than I did with my new car. Like, my new car is like, oh my God, it's this and this and that and that. So, no. But yeah, I feel like if it was genuinely for the guys of like, all right, we're here for public safety and we're not going to spy on you. We're not going to look for this. We're not going to use this as evidence against you. We're not going to use this to raise your insurance premium, to do this, to do that. Then I would be like, okay, but we can't trust you guys. We also can't trust you guys if I'm alleged in a crime that you won't try to use footage like that against me. It's like, nah, fuck that. But it's just so crazy that we're getting closer and closer to this police state that we always talk about. And low key, there's like one of the things that happened after 9/11 was the Patriot Act, and then all these cameras went up. In my area, you know what it is? I don't like that in urban areas. There's cameras everywhere. And there's not like you can't be like, and you could go to like places like in the suburbs and you're not dealing with the same problem. I get it. But you kind of are with the Ring camera. So you know what it is? You just can't live under the illusion that you have privacy when you're outside. There's always a camera recording. There's always somebody watching. Whether it's big brother, little brother, his brother, her brother, there's always somebody watching. So it's like, okay. But in urban areas like where I live, there are police cameras on every block. Not inside the residentials, but on the main avenue, police cameras on every block. Right now, if I were to record this show at night again and I were to turn off the lights, I can show you a blue light that goes into my room that's part of the NYPD surveillance program that watches and polices the area. It fills up my room with a blue light. You could deadass see the light, and it's more than 100, 200, 300 yards away from my house. So it's like, whoa. So you'd be like, well, you should be complaining about that. I do. I do complain about that. But I'm also not dumb to the purpose of that. See, that has more purpose than a camera in your car that's going to surveil you for to see if you're drunk. So that is a high crime area. I get that. So like, oh, that's the reason for the crime. Yes. So a lot of the times people do meets there. A lot of the times people do car meets, drug meets, hookup meets. It's happening in this parking lot down the block from me. He was like, okay, that's why there's a camera there. But also, if you walk by it at night, not on property, by it, you get yelled at. Like, warning, you are trespassing. You are now on private property. We are now coming for you. Stay there. We are on the way. And you can just be walking by it. Please leave now. Leave now. Leave. It's like that racist sunflower from Family Guy. Hey, boy, let me stop. But, yeah. If it was actually used for the guys like, hey, man, this is for your own protection. All right, cool. Is it going to be used against me for any dumb shit? Maybe, maybe not. So, yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So we could get all the way the heck out of here with that one. See, I'm trying to censor myself, but it's working and not working at the same time. But, yeah. Let's see what else I got on my docket. All right, let's see. A woman throws an explosive into her boyfriend's bedroom while he was sleeping. Let me pull up the thing in full. Do we have audio? Are we better? Yes, we do. We got audio. Let's get it going.
This Deer Park woman on your screen was convicted of throwing an explosive device into her boyfriend's bedroom while he was sleeping. Prosecutors say Kiana Waddle threw what looked like a burning stick of dynamite in his room after an argument. The victim tried to put it out and throw it away, but before he could, it exploded in his hand. Waddle faces 25 years in prison now.
What did he do to make her so mad? That's one of those times like, wait, like somebody went to look for dynamite or they made dynamite. I would hope you could buy dynamite, because if you make the dynamite, it's like you was really mad. You was really pent up. Something happened that you were so angry that you felt the need to go get an explosive, not a gun, not a knife, an explosive. And I would like to know, was it something they were renting or was it like their home? Let's see if I can read any more into that. Through a device, Suffolk County. Look at you guys back on the map again. There was actually a girl recently in Suffolk County that was just sentenced to like 15 to 20 years for planning a murder. We have to look for that story. So, first degree assault, first degree criminal possession of a weapon. She faces up to 25 years in prison, sentencing May 27th. That's not terroristic for throwing. It's a grenade. It's a dynamite. So I'm trying to see if there's anything that says. No, it doesn't say nothing on it. All right, so this is the way I see it. Not the victim blame. Maybe just a tad. If I own it, okay, I could kind of see me like, all right, I have to stop this shit. I paid for this shit, or I'm still paying for it. All right, cool. Still kind of not worth it. It's like, oh, wait, that's a dynamite. No, I'm jumping. I'm going for cover. I'm doing everything that I've seen in movies. I'm getting out the way. I'm not staying there to see what happens. Like, oh, maybe it's a dud. Maybe it's a road flare. No. Somebody's mad at me for I don't know what reason. And they felt to throw a dynamite into my house. into my bedroom where I'm sleeping and you're like, let me put it out. Fuck that shit. 2, if it was being rented, you're a dummy. I am not losing my life for anything that's being rented and I'm not owning at the end of it. Are you crazy? Like, oh my God, my renter's insurance is going to go up. I'm like, reading that was like, whoa. Maybe they had a disagreement over the Meg Thee Stallion Klay Thompson shit. She was like, you know what? This is for Meg. Hottie. So maybe that's coming up later. You guys aren't going to like that. But yeah, it's just very like, what did you do to make her that mad? Like, did she read a DM? Did she catch you in the act? Did you get somebody pregnant? Like, not that these are all any valid reasons, but I'm like, what did you do to make her that mad? To go seek out an explosive, to go seek out something that goes kaboom. Did she sneak into a construction site? Who just has dynamite on hand? That's the most craziest thing. I'm like, now she made it. Like, okay, that's terroristic. I'm like, that's a terroristic thing. So I'm like, maybe that's federal. If you make something that's explosive with intent to harm people, I think that's federal. I could be wrong. I'm not a lawyer. You're like, you're trying to send her to jail. No. So let's see. All right, we're going to go to hip hop now. Hey, somebody that keeps it more G than Jim Jones. Yeah, we're talking about Jim Jones again. I apologize. Jimmy. You keep coming onto the news for the wrong things, bro. I'm like, you got to get your anchor. I know we're cancer brothers. July. But you have a lot of anger for no reason. So I found this clip of Jim Jones, and it's giving off low vibes, low frequency vibes. You're gonna be like, wait, what does that mean? I'm not gonna call him broke because he's not broke. At least I don't think he has way more money than me, so he's not broke. But he's stingy with money at the wrong reasons. And first, when I'm gonna play this, you're gonna be like, wait, I could see why he's mad. I can see why he's mad too. I can totally can see it. Can totally see it. But there's a way to do what he's trying to get off, and he did it wrong. So I'm gonna just play the audio.
I'm in Lowe's. This manager decided to take upon himself to tell me what I've done wrong. So tell the people that you're mad that I found these locks for $78 because y'all put the wrong price. Y'all put the wrong price. You don't want to look at me now? You just had a lot to say. You don't have nothing to say? You're mad that I found. What's up, dog? How you feeling? They had the price under it, and we know that all stores, when you make a mistake and keep the items under the price, they have to honor it.
Nope.
You came over here while I was having a conversation with a nice black young lady and proceeded to say, oh, if we place our items anywhere, then that's the price, right? That's how you treat a customer at Lowe's? Are you the manager? You said you're the manager, right? So instead of de-escalating the situation, you added fuel to the fire. You didn't come over here with customer service. You came over here with bad service. Huh? Why? Because I'm a black man trying to do good things? Or what?
All right, we're going to cut it short. See, one of the biggest things that I hate this the most. I hate this with any fucking race that does this, is when they pull a race card. This clearly has nothing to do with race. This has to do with you are supposed to just pay for something at that cheap rate. See, there's ways to do this because there's people that I follow on YouTube and Instagram that do penny buying, and they'll go to Lowe's or they go to Home Depot and they'll find like a generator or they'll find something that's really expensive for a penny. And you're like, how could this be? Because there's a glitch in the system. So what you're supposed to do, and you can do this yourself right now, you can look for penny items on these locations. And you got to get there before they fix it. So once you go there, you purchase the item, which could be $1,000 generator for a penny. And once you pay for said item, you can get it. Now, the person, I don't know about your Home Depots, but my Home Depot, there's a guy at the door. He looks at the stuff. Oh, wait, this is a penny. He'll make a scene like, oh, we have to get the store manager. We have to fix this. There's nothing you can do. I already paid for it. Once I paid for it, it is legally mine. A service has been rendered. So Jimmy said he went to the section. He found these locks for $78, and they're clearly more expensive. All right, cool. I got that. Now, it's Jimmy's due diligence. If he were to just pay for it, he would have been fine. Like, yo, you can't say nothing. I paid $78 for these locks. But if somebody could have put those locks there at the wrong place, I'm like, hey, because I've been in that situation where like, oh, this says it's this much. No, that's wrong. So the first time that ever happened to me, from there on, I look at the serial numbers. I look at this. This is exactly this brand that we're talking about. That's the price. So I can argue this price. But if somebody took something, moved it somewhere else, and that's the case, if that's the case, it's not racism. It's not racism. It's not racism, bro. So it's like, all right, cool. It's a dude dead ass just trying to keep up his policy. Like, yo, I can't do that. And like the dickheads that do the penny shit, they'll be like, oh no, you can't leave with it. Those people that act like it's their money, fuck those people. But if I come across something and I'm like, yo, if I'm the register person and I'm like, yo, I know it was here, but somebody could have put that there. If the serial numbers match and it says that, all right, I have to meet you. Like, all right, this is what it is. This is an error in our program, blah, blah, blah. Now all stores do that. They'll tell you, well, that's an error. I can't give it to you for that price. It is up to you to be like, okay, I just won't buy it. Okay, let me go look for what I can find. Let me go do this. Let me go do that. There's all these ways you could have went around it. But the thing that gets me mad is, sir, good sir, you have money. You can be like, that's an excuse. Hear me out. I see you in pictures all the time. You have about 20, 30,000. I'm not counting your pockets, but I would assume you got 20, 30,000 around your neck. I always say that with every armorist. The majority of the time, if you got a Cuban on, you got $20 to $30,000 around your neck. You got the most expensive clothing. You were wearing the Louis, the Gucci, all this shit that I know 1,000%, 1,000% that you didn't negotiate, haggle over, barter over, make a scene about, yell them, tell them they were racist and all this shit. And you're bitching about 2 locks that are $78. 2 locks that are $78. Like, come on. Like, what are we talking about? Like, what are we talking about? Like, you're bitching about $156. That's what you're bitching about. $156 that you're complaining about. And you're like, oh my God, this is racism. This is racism. Now, he could have been a dick. You know, like, yo, you're being a dick. I don't know. You know what? He's probably right. He's being a dick. But a lot of the times when some shit happens, it gets chalked up to like, oh, you're racist against black people. You're anti-Semitic. You don't like Spanish people. You don't like this. You don't like white people. I always hated that fight. Because you genuinely, to me, have to prove like that was his intent. We can't give it to him because he's a black man. Okay. Oh, I see it. I can see it. You're absolutely right. He didn't do this because of your skin color. But then it's a price disagreement. I'm like, yo, fam, you're trying to play a card. You're trying to paint a picture. And this is the shit that we be talking about. And he be complaining about that shit too. He was like, oh, we're calling you broke. We're calling you this. We're definitely calling you broke now. $156 for locks out on the door. Are you replacing the locks for the door that you broke down at that place that you're renting for 50 cents? I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's going to take that out of your renter's agreement, but god damn, bro. I was like watching this. I was like, yo, I know for a fact this man does not penny pinch when it comes to his clothing and jewelry and cars. I know for a fucking fact he doesn't. So you're going to tell me something that he might need for either his home or his studio. Nah, I'm not paying $156 for. Good sir, good sir, good sir. You could kick rocks with that shit. You could kick rocks, bro. Like, that's the most craziest thing I've seen. Like, oh my God, you're really complaining about 2 locks and you're going to chalk it up to racism. Unless you could show me footage that he was being racist, Did he said a word to you? Did he implied some negative shit, and negative connotations? There's all the guy just mentioned before earlier. We're always being surveilled. There's always cameras. Pull that fucking footage, put it out before you just what? You're just being racist. Or he's keeping up a policy that he's fucking forced to enforce at his job, at his 9 to 5. And that you're going to be like, oh my God, you're talking so much shit. How can you not side with him? You're probably like,
go back to your 9 to 5, bitch ass nigga.
I'm like, whoa. I do have a 9 to 5, but this is my hobby. This is what I like to do. But I was like, whoa, where in this situation did it come off racial? Where, if somebody starts yelling at me, if you start yelling at me, I'm like, right, I don't not have the calmness to keep policy. They already found that out at my job. You cannot raise your voice a single decibel to me because I don't raise my voice a single decibel. And some of you guys be like, yo, you talk kind of low on the podcast. Yeah, this is my normal voice range. I don't be all the top with the yelling and this and that. No. But when I get there, you're not going to like the results of me getting there. And you're not going to like that it's not easy to diffuse because you already pushed me to a point to get to that place. So everybody's like, oh, he's a Cancer. I hate when people blame it on their fucking zodiac signs. I'm a Cancer. If you tell me something, that's, oh, I'm sorry, there's a mistake. No, that. And I'm like, all right, I did my due diligence. These serial matches, that's it. All right, I should be getting at this. All right, who can I talk to? I literally had a situation like this at the clothing store. And I was like, hey, I bought this. Should have been cheaper. It's cheaper online. They were arguing with me. No, you can't get it for this price. And then I went, okay. You will never see $1 from me again. I'm very 1000% on that timing. I am, the minute I feel disrespect, you will never see $1 from me again. I will never come back to the store again. I will never come back to the store again. I will never do business with your company again. I will never do it. And somebody could be like, well, they're not going to care. That's totally fine. But I'm saving my money. I will never do business with you guys again. I will not purchase one more piece of garment from you guys. I did the same thing with Ray-Ban 2 years ago. Ray-Ban's fucked up. I will never purchase another band or Ray from that company ever again because of that person's actions. And when we went to corporate, they were like, no, we're going to side with him. Cool. I will never do business with you guys again. And that's the way we should all move. We should go where we're accepted, not tolerated. And a lot of people make those issues. And if you're wearing shit like Balmain, if you're wearing shit like Gucci, shit, if you're even wearing shit like H&M, you're still buying from people that have been proven to be racist towards us. But you're bitching at somebody from Lowe's. I don't know, man. I don't know. Do better. That's all I can say is do better. And I know that's not your song. Better. All right, let's get out of here. So we're going to go to the next section. Let's see. Wait,
Jose! Jose, I got to tell you something.
Whew. I don't know where to start. This might be actually a long section. All right. Pause. Somebody went, defend Klay Thompson. Go. Where are we going? What are we doing here? What do you mean defend Klay Thompson? What makes you think I would defend Klay Thompson? I know people here think I don't like Meg Thee Stallion. I don't know that woman. I just wasn't buying that case. They said I'm wrong about, okay, whatever. That's about it. I do not invest in celebrities. I don't invest in celebrities. I don't even invest in sports and entertainment. Like, fuck out of here. You will never see me like, oh my God, today on FanDuel. No, you will never see that from me. So unless you guys offer the bag, then guess what? Breaking news. But yeah, you can't defend him because he's in the wrong. You can't defend him. He's in the wrong. Is she any better? No, she's not. But you can't defend somebody that did something corny, out of character, out of place. It's corny. It's corny. And you're going to be like, well, she ran to the internet and put him on blast. She's corny for that too, but she's always done that. She's always done that. So I'm like, you want me to kick a horse? No pun intended. Like, I see what you did there. The stallion and you calling her a horse? My bad. But you want me to kick somebody while they're down. And I'm going to do it, but not on your terms. I'm not backing up somebody that cheated. Because somebody cheated. Whether it was like, oh my God, they fell out of love or false pretenses. At the end of the day, you asked somebody out. You wanted to be something with them and you cheated. That's a nonverbal agreement. Hey, I like you. I want to be with you. I want to be exclusive with you. Hopefully that conversation happened because that's another piece that always goes on that nobody ever talks about. I want to be with you. You're my lady. All right. That means I'm not stepping out on you. I'm not. We are monogamous, as the lady would say. But yeah, I can't defend his actions. Not at all. Sorry. I don't know what you thought you were going to get from me. You're going to get it. But it's not going to be on that front right there. But what I will get at is all the people that are super invested into this that are just talking out their ass. They're just talking out their ass. You're going to be like, you're about to talk out your ass. Yeah, goddamn right. But a lot of you guys are talking out your ass. A lot of the women are talking out their ass. A lot of the women are personalizing this to their own experience. And you guys know how much I hate that. To be like, well, if he never did this, she would have did this. Nobody knew who he was before her and da-da-da-da. And I hate that conversation too. And if I wanted to be a dickhead, I would have been like, he has 2 rings and she never caught one. But I'm not going to say that. That would be mean. That's low-hanging fruit. So it was like, oh, okay. A lot of the girls like, all men ain't shit. All men are this. All men cheat. All men do this. All men do that. And it comes down to the line of correction. The people you choose do that. You have poor selection. You have poor this. You have poor that. You know, this intuition that women love talking about, like, oh my God, I have so much intuition. I felt it in my spirit. I felt it in my gut. The ancestors told me that. And you couldn't tell that the person that you chose, that you have a track history of choosing the wrong people, that this person was going to do the same thing too. You didn't notice that they had the same characteristics, the same kind of flaws that you could spot out when you meet people that do you dirty. And now you're like, all right, now, if somebody does something like this, then they have, to me, I've seen this play before. I can't allow the same play to play out, right? That's just me logistically speaking. So it's like, okay. Other girls are like, oh, the girls are this and that. All right. Then I'm seeing dudes like, oh, defending cheating. The guys are defending the cheating. Like, oh, that's Klay Thompson. That's this. That's a Splash Brother. Bro, you can't defend cheating. Now, we don't know. I don't know nothing about this relationship. I don't know nothing. At first, it was like he sprung, and then there was like she's really sprung, and da-da-da-da. That's all I know, right? Now, my only argument with this thing was a conversation had at one point, like, hey, where do you see yourself? I say this shit all the time. Where do you see yourself? Do you want to be together? Now, if he got her under false pretenses, like, nah, girl, I'm going to marry you, or I see a future with you and all this shit. Okay. And he was just lying to get to the draws, then he's a piece of shit. But if he had this conversation, and then you do your due diligence, your due time, you put in work to find out who that person really is. And you'd be like, I don't like this thing, so I don't think I could be with you. Cool. That works too. A lot of people don't get that conversation. That you can fall in love with somebody and then there's a characteristic that they have. Like, I'm not a fan of that. Like, I had a girl that was like, oh, if you're rude to a waiter, I know you're a piece of shit person. And I was like, that's very good. That's good observation skills. But it was like, oh, okay. If he got her like that, and he's grimy. But I just have one thing to say. Because a lot of girls back this girl up. They love her music. Her music is Go steal that dude. Go get that dude. I could go fuck your dude. I could do this with the dude. I could do whatever with the dude. And y'all backing that up. Well, you could be like, well, that's the same thing goes for the dudes you listen to. Exactly. It goes to the same thing. And you guess what? When they get caught up on some fuck shit, I'm not defending them. Not defending them at all. But y'all are over here defending Shorty. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, it seems like all her relationships either end with they cheated on her or she cheated on them. There's one guy that I'm going to get shit for that shot her and cheated on her. I know. You're going to be like, oh, so you admit it. But then you have to admit it too. Because a lot of you guys are dogging on Partisan Fontaine. Like, oh, what he did was corny. She had him shaking hands with Tory. Like, he wasn't piping. Like, that's grimy as hell as it is. But I guess whatever. You're going to be like, you're a victim blamer. No, I just see shit for what it is. To me, I don't know her. I can't make comments on her character. But what I could make comments are the patterns that I've seen so far. And that's what I've seen so far. I was like, all right, I'll take your man. I'll do this. I'll do that. And then you hear about the cheating and then her cheating and all this shit. And it's like, you guys are really invested in this. It's amazing. And for you to go defend Clay lets me know that what you really think of me. And that's a dumb way to view the situation, because I do not support cheating. I said it on this platform all the time. There's no reason to cheat. If you're unhappy, leave. If you want to be with somebody else, leave. Also, we're in a new day and age, bro. You could be forward with these girls. You could tell these girls, hey, I'm polyamorous. I think that's the word. You're just tell them you're poly. Like, hey, man, I like being with multiple people. That's my thing. And give them the decision. Nah, I don't like that. Or, okay, we can work this out. And the person that's mostly known for this shit is Nick Cannon. Neo. They got 6-7 girls and they're fine, 6-7. But none of them are complaining. Shit, the girl that I liked, Jazzy, watch Jazzy. Love that girl. But I see the relationship she's in, I was like, she settled for that. That's what she wanted. And y'all were kicking her back in when she was like, I support him, I stand by him. I'm like, yo, that's the decision she made. That's what she's fine with. She's okay with living like that. Okay, that's fine. And then there's other dudes on the other side where it's like, you call this dude corny, and Sierra and Russell Wilson, you call this dude corny for being a stand-up dude. Girls call him corny for being a stand-up dude. Like, oh my God, he just looks so boring. But she's happy. Hello. Is this thing on? So, yeah. Defend Clay. I can't defend. Now, you could say that he fell in love and fell out of love. That could be a thing, but he's also corny if he did fall out of love and didn't tell her. And then you guys are both in the industry. You hear all these things about each other. You're over here like, no, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Why? The majority of shit you hear is true until they show you actions that prove different. Then don't do it to yourself. My real thing out of this conversation that's going to come out is hopefully you take time to self-reflect. Work on yourself. I say this shit all the time. If you're going through a breakup, anything, work on yourself. Work on yourself. Work on yourself. Work on yourself. Love yourself. You have to love yourself first before you can love anyone else. How are you going to love somebody else if you don't know how to love yourself? It's the most craziest shit I'll be hearing. And it's like, okay, actually take time to do some healing on yourself. And all the girls are going to be like, why does she need to heal herself? Because she's hurt. If I'm coming off a 9-month stint, which is still too early to be falling in love, it's like, okay, a lot of y'all be like, in 3 months, 6 months, fuck that shit. It's not real. It's not real. You don't know if you truly love somebody until you actually put in some time. You see them, like, oh, that's the kind of person you are? Okay. I can still love you. So it's like, oh, okay. All right. But yeah, I don't know why you guys are so invested. And I seen this girl bring up this beautiful topic. I love the topic that she brought up. She was like, you guys are so invested in Clay and Meg, but don't know that they're trying to take away your voting rights. And they're trying to pass it where you need a real ID to even vote. You guys are more focused on celebrity gossip than real news like losing your voter rights, the shit that we all got beat up for back in the day, the things that they wouldn't allow us to do back in the day, a thing that they considered only a privilege for certain people. But you guys want to talk about Meg and Clay. Shout out to that girl. You know what? Where's it at? Where's it at? Because that was a bar, and that whole comment went unnoticed. Nobody gave a shit, and it just shows you where we're at in society. Where that's what we're talking about. Fucking celebrities cheating on each other. You get that bullshit out of here. You be like, well, you're talking about it too. It gets the views. Let's see what else I got. Oh, a lot of people will be like, I'm doing this right now. Somebody wrote, do you deal with hate comments? Yes, I do. I deal with hate comments. Are they to the degree of, oh my God, I need to lock myself away? No, but I do deal with hate comments. Hate comments is easy to me. I come from a generation where I grew up before the internet. So any hate comments that I see, okay, you're probably right. Whatever. Also, I'm not trying to go back and forth with comments. That's feeding trolls. Why would I feed trolls? Come on. What I will do, if I go into your comment and I see that you commented something very negative and nasty, I'll promote the page. I'm like, hey man, that's crazy. You should tune in to Spotify at this page right here, NSCP, or NSCP on YouTube, or NSCP on Instagram, or NSCP on Facebook, or NSCP here, NSCP here. I would do that. I will spam you to death. But getting into an argument, no, I'm not doing that. But I do see what you're talking about. I do see hate comments. I see people that get up every day and just feel the need to fill the world with hate. Those people are the most terrible people. Like, you really go out your way to hate on people. That's the most wildest thing. I follow this beautiful, voluptuous woman that cooks. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. And the comments will be like, yo, she's over, like, her thing is like, I'm pretending to cook like I have a man. And she always kills it. She wears these little skimpy things. I'm fine. She's something for me to look at. That's my cup of coffee. And I'm like, okay. But the comments would be like, ew, you should lose weight. You should do this. You should do that. I was like, why do you feel the need to comment that? Or I'll go onto like celebrity pages and I was like, is your father proud? I'm like, yo, where did that come from? Why are you shooting at this person that you don't know on the internet? It's the most craziest thing. Like, you just woke up one day to be mean, and it's the most craziest thing. But I always seen life like this. If you can't say that to my face, I do not care what you're typing or writing. If you can't say something 3 inches close to my face, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. And even if you were to say through something that was so horrendous and mean to me 3 inches away from my face, I know one thing. I'm going to win the fight, and you're going to sue me. I already know that. So why would I give a shit? Like, come on. Like, I already know how that game is played before I even reach a plateau when I get there. But hate comments, if you're dealing with hate comments or just haters in life, if they can't say it to your face, why do we care? Why do we care? There's no need to care. Why would I care? Why would I give that kind of thing energy, life? Why would I take time out of my life to respond to hate? Come on. Why would I let somebody live rent-free into my head? Like, oh my God, like, this person said this. Oh my God, I'm going to think about this all day. No, hell no. I have real things going on in life. I could maneuver. I could push through. I'll be fine. So, yeah. Hate comments, I get them, but whatever. Like, it's not to the point when it was like, oh my God, I wish you die. Not yet, but it's like, okay, I could deal with it. There's nothing there that's going to be like, oh my God, I have to turn all this off, turn off the camera, get rid of everything, burn the Carter down. No, there's nothing like that. Nothing like that at all. So, yeah. Like, I don't know. I feel like if you get up to hate, then if you get up just to hate, like, you need to get mentally checked out. There's something wrong with you. Like, you need to go heal. You need to go work on yourself. But yeah. All right. Let's see what else I got. Speaking of hate, why ain't you talking about Iceman? Not a peep. Okay. Here comes some hate. Let me stop. What is there to talk about? It didn't come out yet. There's no real information about it yet. We got a date, May 15th. I'll wait for it when it comes out. I'll wait. I actually want to hear this project because he finally took the damn advice, which was to go away and let us miss you. We haven't had a good song in a minute. Hopefully he brings them. Hopefully he brings them. I love Drake's music. I stay singing Drake music up here. I don't know why you guys feel that because I chose Kendrick in the battle that I don't like Drake music. What I've said is I don't like recent Drake music. And you're going to be like, you didn't like sexy tunes from blah, 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 with the Party Next Door? No. I turned it off after 3 tracks. I don't care how much you play Nokia. If you went to go buy a Nokia, that song isn't it to me. It was never it to me. Isn't Stacy? Isn't he? And even the video, it shows remnants of the battle because he's literally copying like a Super Bowl type battle. So I was like, all right, you're still thinking about the battle. I said it a year ago. Drake, go away. Regroup. Thin out your circle because there's somebody ratting on your circle giving him information. I was like, there's all these things going on. Go away. Let us miss you. Work on a great album and come back. You have the tools to make a great album. So when you make that other album, I'm like, what is this bullshit? It's garbage, bro. And other people are like, there's songs that I like. Out of 20 songs, it's a 21 song album. I don't even know Nokia. All right. Out of 21 songs, give me 5 more. Give me 5 more that actually go. They'd be like, that plays, and you have to be like, no, I have to listen to this. I feel there's not any. I gave it like 2 to 3 listens. I couldn't get past 3. And it's not because like, oh my God, I'm such a Kendrick fan. No, fuck that. Like the Kendrick album was okay. It wasn't like, whoa, it has like 6 songs. Woo. Like, come on. What are we talking about? People are just judging like, if you were siding with Kendrick in the battle, you can't say nothing about Drake. And if you were siding with Drake in the battle, you can't say nothing about Kendrick. But we could all agree on one thing. We could all agree on one thing. J. Cole was ass. The album's ass. I'm sorry. Turn that shit off too. And I love Cole. You guys know I love Cole. But I'm like, what are we doing? Work on something. Like, you know what it was for me? The Cole album, after the diss, after the apology, he got dissed at a couple. Sci-Hi responded. Other people were shooting. Freddie Gibbs was shooting at him. All formidable opponents to shoot at Cole. I'm like, and you could just go like, all right, I could just respond to you real quick. And I'm like, there goes Cole. About time. No. In his album, he decided to shoot at some guy back home that nobody knows about. That's like me shooting at my neighbor. Like, I can't believe Ken down the block. Da 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 da. And you're like, who the fuck is Ken? You don't know Ken because he's only in my life. So you didn't shoot at the people that were formidable opponents. You chose to shoot at somebody from your hometown that isn't doing well. So I'm over here like, why would you do that? Okay, whatever. But Iceman. I'm hearing 40s back. You got me with 40. Once I hear 40s back, I was like, all right, you have to have some heat for me. And I really hope he has some heat for me. I don't want to hear nothing about Kendrick. I don't want to hear nothing about the battle. I kind of want to hear like people turn their back, but I'm back at it. Like I want to hear that. But I don't want to hear bitching, complaining, or any of that. I want to hear, yo, I fell in love with this girl. She broke my heart. Blah, blah, blah. That's what I love. I sing it all, the majority of the times. I don't know if I ever even let it rock. I'll be like, you better find your loving. You better find your heart. Like, I love that song. And he did that song with Kanye West. And Kanye West made that beat so trash that he made it pop. And I love it. And that's just artistry in Drake. But what I would like to see again is fucking artistry in Drake. I need something. I need something that I could be like, all right, summer's around the corner. You better have at least 5 summer bangers in there. And you could go back on top again. Right now, you're in second place to me. Cole's in 5th. And it's going to piss people off. I did that just to do that. But it's just like, okay, you could easily regain it because I don't see Kendrick dropping nothing because Kendrick to me was never poppy. The fact that he dropped, they're not like us. They're not like us. It was like, that's out of the norm for him. So I'm like, okay, it's easy for you to get back there. You lost the battle. It happens. Come on, look at Meek Mills. He's doing fine on Twitter. But I was like, okay. And I could get why you're mad. The people that you consider brothers and all them turn their back on you. Like, no, you flame them up. Flame on. But yeah. I'm hoping you drop a great album. I'm really hoping this album's good, man, because I don't know what you guys really wanted me to say here. But like, oh yes, I saw the melting ice. I saw the people that he probably paid to melt the ice do a video of them watching the melting ice. And I'm like, what do you want me to say about Iceman? What do you want me to say about Iceman? I'm like, his last attempts to promote it were oh my God, he did a vlog. Nigga, I do a vlog. So it's like, okay. And like, it's cool that he was driving around the city and all this stuff, promoting it. But I'm like, can we get to something? Can we get to something? But I'm glad he took time to step back. I'm glad he took his time. And now we could probably get an amazing piece of art. And can't wait to see what he does. So I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to move over to the next section. And we are now here at welcome, beautiful people that like to fast forward the part-time lover. Part-time lover is a section where people submit their questions and we give them relationship advice or not, the best that we can or not. And hopefully you take the information or not. Take the information, do whatever you want with the information. You do not even have to take the information, but if you take it, it's whatever, because take. I'm saying the word take a lot, but it's okay. What you take away from this is whatever you want. It could be any bit, piece, or you don't even have to take anything at all. I am not a licensed professional. I just played one on the show. I'm just here to provide good times and vibes. So without further ado, let's see if I can get the first question.
Have you ever checked in on an ex to see how they're doing in life? I recently did, and I am still up. What about you?
Oh, that was short and sweet to the point. Let's see if you guys can hear it well. It says, have you ever checked in on an ex to see how they're doing in life? I recently did, and I'm still up. What about you? All right, I'm lying to you. I'm sorry. I know you're going to be like, why would you lie to us?
Oh boy, over the top.
But yeah, I've done it. This is one girl. All right, side tangent. You might look at me and be like, you're not that good looking. I know. But I have personality, I have charisma, I have all this shit that works in my favor. So every now and then I get a baddie. And that baddie puts me in a bad position. Because I'm not lying to you, I did check up on one. And to see how she was doing, I also missed that thing. And she was in a lot of relationships. And you'd be like, are you judging her body count? No, I'm judging her quality in men. So, all right, it's gonna get real, guys. So she made me Eskimo brothers with two people that I was like, all right, I could deal with. And then I was like, how did he get you? So cool. One is an artist. Actually, they're both music artists. So it's like, okay, I could be like icebreaker when I'm at an event. I was like, me and such fucked the same girl. But then, I went on her page. I don't give a fuck. If you got a story, I'm going to check your story. I don't care if you read it and be like, oh my God, such and such, check your story. I don't care. So I'm on her story. You know when you've been with somebody intimately, you could tell their tell signs when they're going to give it up. You could tell their tell signs. So I'm looking at this girl's story and she's dancing with this dude. And she gave this look. And it's a look that I received plenty of times. And I'm like, oh, you're going to fuck him. And it's not my place to be like, yo, you can't fuck him. No. It's not my place. I can't say who you can and can't fuck. That's whoever you want. I'm pretty sure there's people that I'm going to fuck in the future because of you to get back at you, to be spiteful, whatever. Your friend. But I saw something, and for the first time, I was like, oh, I'm a little triggered. So I'm watching her do this dancing, and she's with this guy that's about my height, too. No, he's tired. Nobody's my height. But he looked very familiar. I was like, is that who I think it is? I was like, is that Walter Emmanuel Jones? You'd be like, whoa.
Oh boy, over the top.
You're snitching.
But I'm like, is that Walter Emmanuel Jones? He's like, who the fuck is Walter Emmanuel Jones? He's like, is that a classmate? Is that this? Is that that? No. If you're my age and you grew up, and the minute I went Walter E. Jones, you're like, that's the fucking Black Power Ranger.
Embustera.
This bitch is going to fuck my childhood hero. My God. She did. This is old. But I was like, she's gonna fuck my childhood hero. If the Black Power, I know everybody's like, Jason, it's Tommy. Yes, you're absolutely right. But I used to want to dance when I was younger. So him, I'm like, I would try to emulate. Not his fucked up hairline. Like, no. Not his missing finger. No. But his dance move, yes. I would try to emulate that. I know right now you're like, you piece of shit. But yeah, I'm gonna shoot. I don't give a fuck. He don't know me. He could beat me in a dance, but I don't know that much. He could probably beat me up too. He probably knows karate. But yeah. I've been in that situation. And shout out to you for being on top. Now, there's some exes that I did check up on and I'm doing way better than. I'm like, hey, not so happy are you, bitch? But no, that just sounded so bad. I know you guys are like, what a piece of shit. But
Nay, I do not jest like that. No. I do not jest like that. No, you frolic too much.
So yeah. So, I've been there. It's not a fun situation. But hey, if you can see the ones that you're up on, cool. But just remember, there's one that's doing better. And you're like, damn, her life didn't fall apart. Yeah, that's so fucked up. It's so toxic. But yeah, that's my experience. Learn from this. And you, it's all love. It's whatever. It's all jokes. I'm not going to sleep with your friend Destiny. But it's just, hello, Destiny. It was just so funny. And that's why I ain't saying no names, because I said Destiny's name. And anybody could be named Destiny. There's a bunch of Destinies out there in the world. But you know who the shot's for, all right? If you're hearing this, yeah. Don't send me the video. That might end me, all right? Don't send me the video, please. I'm joking around. This is an entertainment podcast. If you send me the video, I just might go to my room and just... All right, next question. That was a little bit intense. Like, she did what with who? I was like, yeah, it sucks when they get a celebrity. Yeah, it really does. She got 3.
My ex is clowning me for choosing a woman that works in McDonald's over her. I told her it's messed up to judge people by their jobs and use it against them. Is she being corny? Is there some truth in this matter?
Yeah, it's corny. It's corny. But that's a women thing, not to sound sexist, but that's a women thing. Now, there are women that date below them, and that's fine. But a lot of the times, the girls that date below them are not in a position to bring that person up. And a lot of the times, I don't know, I feel like I'm phrasing this totally bad. But a lot of the times, a guy will see a girl working at the gas station, and she'll look good. I'm going to go bag that at the gas station. Is it lusty? It could be. Could something turn out of it? Maybe. You never know. But that's what it is. It's very rare that I see girls find somebody that works at McDonald's and try to bring them up. Also, it's a knock to think that somebody at McDonald's isn't making money, because a lot of the managers, the store managers there, they make money. Some of the people that have been there for years, they're there for a reason. They're McFly. All right. So you're being a Mick asshole when you're judging somebody for working at a place that you deem as beneath you. And you have to understand, people that work in places like this, like the gas station, the supermarket, the fast food, they feed us. They take care of us. And you're just being an asshole when you look down upon them. Like, oh man, get a real job. What's that? Oh, I got one. It's like,
go back to your 9 to 5, bitch ass nigga.
Like, that's crazy that you're talking to them when they're feeding you. That's crazy to me. Like, yo, you're really talking down to them? I'm like, without them, this infrastructure shuts down. This is how we found out certain people were really important during COVID, and they didn't get the recognition for it. I'm one of them. But that's beyond the point. So it's like, okay. It's like, it's foul for her to be like, oh my God, she works at McDonald's. Da, 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 da. What if she has great personality? like let's go beyond looks. What if she's really genuinely a cool person? What if she's actually funny? What if she's so much more than her job title? Like, come on, that's crazy. I bagged a McDonald's worker once or twice. Guess what? They were cool as hell, and I got a discount without the app, before the app was a thing. So it's like, knocking somebody because of their job is a corny way to think. And if you could send her this, you're corny. You're corny. You're corny for knocking down one of his potential partners. Like, oh my God, you could do so much better. Why are you even that invested into it? Why are you that invested into it? You're an ex. You didn't do better. You didn't seal the deal. You didn't lock it down, or whatever it was in the situation. Maybe he ain't do it. Maybe he wasn't up to par, but it didn't happen. So for you to be like, I'm going to give you my 2 cents now, it's corny. It's corny. It's corny. What? Corn. Who? Ye. I was going to say he, but ye sounds better. Ye are corny. Is that the proper way to use that sentence? I don't know, but I am not a professional. I'm just a guy with a microphone and a camera in his face. So yeah. A lot of times guys don't be caring. If you look good, it's like, all right, I can save you. And that's a terrible way to think, because that's just being lusty. But I could change your life. Or better yet, you could change my life for the better. Hey, you hear that, women? You're going to be like, oh, I like that. I like the way you cleaned that up. We stop. But yeah. It's like, to judge somebody's partner, like, all right. Now, if she's an asshole and she's like, let's take it off McDonald's workers. Let's say she's like a backup dancer, right? Like, what if she's like trying to like do choreography, but for herself to get popping, and she's still not getting it, she's being a drain, a leech. All right, then you could be like, all right, that person's a terrible person. We don't know any of this. It's not talking to your ex unless that's a genuine friend, because a genuine friend will be like, all right, give it a shot. Let's see where it goes. But I notice a lot of the times it's guys that don't mind picking somebody up that's not where they're at yet in life. And either we could bring them up, or we'll just go up together. I don't really see girls really taking chances on the right ones. Again, heavily on the right ones. That's just didn't invest into, like, that are investing themselves and not investing by not doing nothing at all. Is basically what I'm trying to say. So if they're working there and they have no potential ideas for a future, what to do with themselves, then you're like, all right, I get it. But hopefully, it works out for you, buddy. And stop having people give you negative comments or hate comments, as we were saying earlier. So we're going to get out of this section. Thank you very much. And we're going to wrap this up. I just want to say thank you to everybody that's still here, that made it to this far at the show. Anybody that's been engaging with the Instagram post, anybody that's been engaging with the YouTube post, shout out to all you guys. I mess with you guys heavy. And before we get out of here, I just want to say shout out to you guys out there chasing your goals, setting up goals. Shout out to you guys out there doing your things. Shout out to you guys pushing yourself beyond your limit. Shout out to you guys that have fallen and are getting themselves up. They're dusting themselves up. All right. I'm looking at you right now to get your punk ass up. All right. The world does not stop because you stumble or fall. All right. You got to keep it going like that little Energizer bunny. That's what we got to do. That's what has to happen. All right. Because what's the other option? There is no quit. You just can't quit. Like, come on. We're out here to win. We're out here to do better. We're out here to achieve. So I just want to let you guys know that I mess with y'all heavy. I am your host, Jose Luis, a.k.a.
On my Cool J.
a.k.a.
I love you. I want to take you away from all of this.
And we'll be back next week. Peace out.
Deuces.